Welcome back to Learning to DIY. My name is Joe. We're going to take you through a new product. I've got this Hyper Tough 12 volt max brushless die grinder. So we're going to break that down, probably try it out a little bit. And I just wanted to touch base with you, let you know it's been a while since I had a video submitted, so I really appreciate you sticking with it. Appreciate all my subscribers, and we're just gonna go forward from here. The first Hyper Tough in a while, and I've got more Hyper Tough coming, so hopefully it won't be like a year between videos this time. But we're gonna get started on this, so let's go. Alright, keep in mind that learning to DIY means I'm learning, and you're apparently learning along with me, and we've got more projects to do and things coming, but right now we're going to open up this die grinder. I already took the sticky thing off because getting that off is hard. These are instructions, and the die grinder. I'm going to improve our sound here. One sec. Okay, I got our sound improved a little, hopefully. So this is the Hyper Tough Brushless. Comes with a 1.5 amp hour battery, and it's a 1/4 inch collet. It's really light. 1.46 pounds is what it is, so it's less than half a pound. It's multi-speed, so it's got a speed control here, which we'll get into. Let's see what all it comes with here. Well, there's our charger. Well, guess you gotta open this thing. Oh, all kinds of toys. We'll take a look at those. Wow, so fancy. Okay. So kinds of stuff in here. Alright, this is the charger. These take forever to charge. It says 3 to 5 hour charge. I think that's not too far off. I have had ones that it just seems like forever, but maybe that's right. 3 to 5 hours to charge it. I've got 2 amp hour batteries. It might take a little longer. I'm gonna go plug this one in, but I do have a fresh one for us to try out. Okay, so we're all unboxed and we have everything laid out here. I have mentioned before that I've used a die grinder like this to actually cut drywall with a multi-material blade. This one is a right angle. Obviously, since you're holding it here and this is the right angle, and it's going to be a little bit different than the one that I have that's in line, where the blade actually sits, parallel to the handle. This one has a 3-year warranty. The one I got previously was a Chicago Electric from Harbor Freight. I believe they have a 90-day warranty or a 30-day warranty or something like that on most of their tools. So having a 3-year warranty backed by Walmart and Hyper Tough seems pretty good. It is made in China. There are 4 speeds, and we'll cover that. And it does have an LED work light here, and we'll take a look at that. So let's see what comes in the package other than just the die grinder. This is a bristle disc, and this can be used to polish and shine, and pardon me, it's great for removing labels and that kind of thing. I would recommend looking up all the uses for a bristle disc, because they do come with Dremel tools. You can get them for Dremels. Obviously, the main difference is that this is a larger size. So also it's going to come with a, I'm just going to call this an adapter. It's it really, the point of the adapter is that it holds things like this, which in this case it has a sanding pad like so. This one, it appears to be 180 grit, because you can see on the back it says 180. And then this is a what they call a non-woven disc. This is basically paint remover. It scratches stuff off, and it also like kind of has a it's stiff, so it has the ability to scrape off paint off of wood or metal for the most part. And I believe they have different roughness for those as well. And those, the whole point of this is that these slip on here and kind of tighten. So this holds these items, and these are pretty standard. You can get them anywhere. And that they usually come in a variety, or you can buy them single, but usually comes in like a kit with one of these holders, and the holder of course fits onto this quarter inch screw on shaft that is held by the collet. What else does it come with? Okay, so we've got the brass wire brush. These are very handy. I will say that be careful, don't use just any quarter-inch wire brush. You want to make sure it's rated for the speed. So for example, this can get up to 20,000 RPMs. They make these that are not rated for that high of speed, and if you get one that is rated for a lower speed, then those wire pieces are going to come out pretty quick. I understand that you could use a wire bristle brush with safety glasses. I'm going to recommend a full face shield. It says wear eye protection, max 4500 R on. I don't know if you can see that at all, but the whole idea is that it says usually on each one what the max RPM is. I have an old rusty one here. This one is max 4500. That's a Harbor Freight quarter inch that's actually faceted. We'll take the rust off of that at some point. Anyway, it does come with a wrench, and the wrench is to tighten the collet. I'm not sure what this round end is for. If anybody knows, let me know. Maybe it's if something got stuck and you had to use it to pry. And I looked in the instruction manual when I was laying all this stuff out, just to see what this was for. It's just basically you got a spinning center or spinning outside, and it is a nut, and it fits perfectly on here. So I'm thinking there may be discs other than these that fit in this adapter that you can just put on a spindle like this. So that's what she comes with. So we got sanding disc, wire wheel brush, bristle disc, non-woven disc, and of course it comes with the 1.5 amp hour battery. I went ahead and charged that up. I had the other one that was partially charged from another tool, but now that I've got this charged, we'll go there. Had a little delay. Actually, my camera holder fell apart and fell down, so I don't know if I'll include that in the video. So yeah, tool accessory adapter and the wrench. Okay, so quarter inch collet, and this button on top is going to be your lock to lock it into place. That way you can screw it in or unscrew it and tighten it. You screw it and tighten it, unscrew it to loosen it. This does have the 4 speeds and the work light, so let's go ahead and put the battery in and check those things out. Make sure they work. I assume they do. Okay, so that's a light. I'm not sure it's on its lowest setting, but I mean, it doesn't seem too bright, but you don't need something very bright, I don't think. I think a little brighter could work better, or if it had lights around. I don't know which ones do or which ones don't as far as other brands, but this is pretty cool. So we got a battery indicator on back. It's got three lights currently. It's not super clear. The lights aren't separated. It's just one lens and 3 LEDs under there. And then it's got the speed, so you can see it's on speed 1, button 2, 3, 4. Okay. Anyway, so I think first thing we're gonna do is clean up a bit that is rusty, and for that we're just gonna go ahead and use the brass wheel. So I'm gonna go ahead and, I think I loosened this up already. I'm gonna press the lock. Boy, that is stubborn a little bit. So a lot of guys, when they're putting these things in, I mean, they've got pretty rough fingers, a lot of calluses and stuff. I work in a place where I don't develop a lot of those, so I'm gonna take kind of a cloth so I don't poke myself with wires and shove it in there. There we go. So, all right. So I've got it in there, but one thing you definitely want to not do is you don't want to make sure, you want to make sure it's on there really good. You don't want to shove it down all the way, but you can see I've got a lot of that shaft in there. So I can bring it back out a little so you can see there's a lot there, and we're gonna put it on. You can put it on all the way, but then you want to pull it out just a little to make sure that you're not right up against it. And that's a good rule for a router and any other tool. We're going to go ahead and put the lock on there and just screw it on there pretty tight. You want to make sure it doesn't come off, because that is dangerous. Next, I'm going to put on my eye protection. All right, we've got our concrete drill bit. It's a pretty good size one. Looks like we've got some lime on there, some rust. So let's take our die grinder. We'll start on the lowest setting and just kind of see how it does here. This is not reversible, so as you can see, it tells you which way on the back that the blade, or that the well blade or brush turns. So you want to make sure that you're not hitting the end of something, because it'll bounce up. You want to try to keep it on a surface like this to where it doesn't catch on anything. So we're going to try it at this angle, we'll try it at this angle, and we'll see how it goes. So looking at it fairly closely, I don't know if you can see the steel edges, and then that's the part that we haven't touched yet. Let's see if we can get in some of these grooves. It's a little tight. All right. So you can see it's cleaning that right up, cleaning some of the rust and knocking it off of there. Of course, once you clean any rust or anything off of these things, you want to put a sealer or something on it to prevent it re-rusting quickly. I use this Blaster Surface Shield, and that'll keep it from getting rid of your shine and adding more rust. So and I have used it, for example, on my oscillating tool blade. And this sits in a higher chlorine environment. There's a lot of chlorine in this area, in the air, and they still seem to stay fresh. Now, of course, you can reapply as necessary for things like that to keep things rust free. It has worked well on large channel locks and other things I've cleaned up with a Dremel tool. I think you'll see some of those in a different video, but for the purposes of knocking off rust, I mean, even on the lowest setting here, we're knocking off quite a bit. That's a lot of metal and rust being knocked off of there, so I'm going to recommend that you wear a mask as well. Alright, we're just going to work on the tip here. Skipping off the surface, but that's because I have it up in the air. If you have it braced, it's not going to skip off the surface. Okay, so you can see it's knocked off quite a bit. It's not getting overly hot, and that will take the rust off of just about anything, it looks like. And I will say that I've tried this with a Dremel tool. I've tried taking it off with sanding. This is just the best way. I want to see what this does, because I really haven't worked with these much at all. I don't know if it polishes better or what. I haven't even watched a lot of YouTube videos with those on there. Just got to remember that you're learning with me, because I am learning to DIY. And so you'll see plenty of screw ups. I'm sure a lot of people watch and just, I've had several people comment, it's like, hey, you're doing it wrong. And it's like, yes sir, I probably am. Okay, so now I got that on there. We're going to go ahead and put this on there. Alright, and then we'll screw on this part. Tool accessory adapter. And then put on our tool. And it tightens on. Okay, it looks good. See what it does. Well, you tell me, is that shinier or not? Or is that meant for something else? Well, let's try something else. Got a piece of bamboo here. Bamboo back scratcher, and let's see if I can take off the coating. Looks like it's just a polyurethane coating. Let's see if that will come off. Huh, well there you go. I should go with the grain more, but I don't know if you can see that. I took the polyurethane right off of there. It's a nice wood stripper. That's cool. Alright, I got most of the scratches out going across, well, some, but that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. That is cool. Wonder if it's yeah, that'll come off this way. So you can hold on to it, that lock, and get that off. And then we use the wrench to get this out of there. Okay. All right. Well, that's our Hyper Tough cordless die grinder, the sanding disc, and this non-woven is going to work the same way as this. Twist on easy. And well, that's an initial look. And we used it on a little metal, we used it on a little wood, and we'll go from there. But I don't know, I don't remember what I paid for this, but it was on clearance with a bunch of other Hyper Tough tools. Some of them were very inexpensive, like 20 bucks. And yeah, I think it's pretty quality. The Chicago Electric I never specified was corded, and I really like the brushless tools that are cordless. And I'm sure it's not nearly as strong or amazing as a DeWalt or a Milwaukee or something like that, but you're also, you know, paying probably under 50 bucks for this. I think max price is like 60 bucks or something like this versus, you know, in the hundreds, or at least over 100 or 150 for some of the other tools. So pretty cool. I think I'll make use of it. I have a lot of things in mind. I want to see what kind of cutting things come with it. I've got cutters. I don't really need to use it for that, but one of the things I like to do is go off-brand when it comes to tools and figure out new and different ways to use them safely. All right, well, thanks for learning with me.